It's challenging still. Sure.
Cameras happy? Thank you.
Joe, to start with, the baseball level 7 and 9 minutes that out there, speak about how early the Waves team time around 7 days and really able to carry that ball.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think we were that bad last week. I know people reported as such, but it was 3 tries each, and I felt we really clawed our way back into that game. In this one, I felt we had the game to really challenge them, and we demonstrated that when we built the lead. But they're a really good side, and the experience they have just allowed them to stay calm and execute their game as well. So it was a heck of a test match, and we're absolutely gutted. I think everyone can make their own decision on that. You just have to read Law 9.20, and I guess you just have to listen to the description from the referee, and then watch the vision. When 2 players are described as arriving at the same time, just watch the footage.
How can an official or a bunch of officials get their grass back?
Because they're human. Players make errors. Match officials make errors. Our perspective is, we felt it was a decision that doesn't really live up to the big player safety push that they're talking about. It's you cannot hit someone above the level of the shoulders, and there's no bind with the left arm, the hands on the ground. So that's what we've seen, and we've watched a number of replays from different angles, and so it is what it is. We just have to accept it.
You think the start of the game, difference, Paul, putting the last minute, we decided this?
Yep. Yeah, I do.
So you got it, obviously. So the record,
obviously I saw shoulder to the neck. Carlo was pretty sore after it, and he was straight down. So I went to him about that, and got told that since he wrapped his arms, it was all good to be hitting the neck. Yeah, it's so painful. I'm so proud of the team, how we bounced back and played some terrific footy tonight, and to not get the result, to not go into the series decider, really hurts everyone.
Joe, I was very disappointed after the game. You wouldn't get the circle. What did you say to that?
Yeah, I just said that I was proud of them. I was incredibly proud of them. This is a team that, had a number of guys who are just growing into the game, really. And so to stand up and deliver what they did against a collection of some of the world's best players, I was immensely proud of the effort they'd made, because like Harry is here now, they were broken at the end of it. And I think one of the things that you've got to do is you've got to keep resolve, and you've got to keep going forward. And we can't, and we won't, wallow in a self-pity because we didn't get the result. We've got to keep trying to build the way we play, the behaviours we demonstrate, and the understanding we're trying to build of the game and how we can best play it.
Is that sort of a motivation how that game ended?
It serves to probably lower spirits in the short term. I don't know that it will serve as motivation. It just, you can't get more motivated than what the players demonstrated tonight, I don't think. As I said, I'm immensely proud of the effort, and effort doesn't come without a high level of motivation But I thought they demonstrated a high level of skill and physical commitment.
Joe, the Dan Sheen try as well, jumping through the air, but Robert maybe suggests that we've only worked well.
Yeah, I think probably one of the things is World Rugby are trying to make sure that we're tackling lower. And so, you know, we had 2 tacklers going in to tackle low, and he dived and scored. I can see, according to law, how that can be just diving and scoring. It's illegal to jump the tackle, but he dived over. I guess what it now challenges World Rugby to do is, okay, if we get 2 guys going in to go low and a guy dives over like that, he's pretty much head first. So what do we do to stop him scoring apart from stopping his head? Because there's not much else you can do. And so, I feel for the players because they get backed into a bit of a corner around head contact, and it's such a taboo subject, and we're trying to make the game safer. And I suppose that's why, in contrast, you've got Dan diving over to score, and you've got, in all the laws, it's head or neck contact. So you got a contrast there that I guess we'll look back at and ask some questions on.
Team went up 23-5. What went wrong from that point to where it was?
Well, what went right for them is their experience and their ability to play the game. I think we lost a couple of guys at scrum time, and that made it tough. And again, boy, that was tough. And I think it just gave them an access point. There was one scrum penalty where Finn, he kicked superbly to make it 5 metres out. That's the skill of an opponent that you've got to respect. So I felt we kept trying. I felt that we had a couple of half chances that we didn't quite nail. I think a counter attack where Tom Wright got through and Max Jorgensen rubbered the ball up the line. We maybe could have got more out of that by getting Jamison into touch or getting some more pressure on. But they got a good clearing kick. So we will look closely back at the game and lament a couple of opportunities and also try to learn from anything that we didn't make the most of. Not really. He just was tightening up, and so the plan for him and Will was about 50 minutes each, and I think you saw Rob make an impression tonight. He's been a bit of a talisman for us. So again, losing Rob, losing a couple of front rowers, just probably destabilised us a little bit. But we had good people coming on, so we've got good confidence in the squad, and we'll have a look at how those guys sort of turn up tomorrow morning.
Joe, you said earlier that you thought that referees weren't protecting the player welfare. Do you think the referees find that quite disrespectful?
I think when they look back at the decision they made, they may or may not.
You don't think that referees are looking at them?
Well, I spoke about one incident, and I said in a world of player welfare, I think that decision, you only have to look at law 9.20. That's what they're there to enforce. And a player who dives off his feet, is clearly beaten to the position over the ball, makes neck contact, it was a tough one to take.
Joe, you surprised that Eddie Farrell laughed it off, shrugged it off and said that, they deserve anything.
Not really. I mean, you're always going to have one team that are euphoric and they've worked really hard for this, and I don't want to detract from their performance. The way they built their way back, I'm just describing Finn's kick, the pressure they put on. I thought it was a real test match.
Team's performance in this series is obviously lost now, but last year people were saying that the series shouldn't even come to Australia with this without Did you guys feel disrespect?
Oh, me. I guess so. Like some of the stuff I said last year, we definitely didn't appreciate, but that was on us to improve as a team and show our worth, which I think we did at the back end of last year. And then coming into this year, as obviously after the first test, we had a fair share of critics again, but I think we showed again tonight what sort of team we can be, and was quite disappointed here.
Having to listen to this injuries first half, 6-2 split, and then also taking Dirks, he's coming on.
I thought he was super. Down the left-hand touch at one stage there, he shot past Jamison Gibson Park. Finn Russell and Mara Toje just managed to ankle tap him to put him on the ground. He's a super competent footy player, and we had a fair bit of confidence. And during the week, he knew he was covering wing and was ready for it. Obviously, you don't expect to lose a player so early, but we knew we would lose Rob Valentini and we wouldn't get a full game out of Will Skelton. So we wanted to try to hedge our bets and cover that.
Having listened to this, obviously it's been very painful, but the opportunity to win next week, 2-1 would sound like a bit of a friend.
Yeah, definitely. I sort of said before, out in the field, any opportunity to put on this gold jersey is really special for our group, and it's a test match at home, ANZ Stadium, so it's massive for us. We want to go out there, we want to get a win like we want to do every single test match, and obviously it's not a serious decider, but it's a test match for Australia, so it's massive for us.
I know you've come here to win a series, and that didn't happen, but if we go back to the women's footing last year and then to this performance tonight, does it feel like the side is progressing? Are you happy with that?
I think they are progressing, it's never linear. It always tends to ebb and flow, and our challenge is to try to be as consistent as we can, even within the game. When you build a lead of 23-5 and then that slips, that's hugely disappointing, particularly when it happens in the last play of the game. So we are trying to build consistency. We're trying to play a brand of rugby that entertains people, and at the same time a brand of rugby that we enjoy playing. So as I said, I'm really proud of the effort the players put in, and I'm really disappointed for them. And that's probably, that probably puts in context the comments that have been made in terms of our disappointment at the end of the game.
Last one with Mel, please.
Joe, obviously Harry looks like he'll be out next week. Do you forecast making some more changes, I guess, like just because the guys obviously take a hit emotionally? Do you feel like you might make a few more changes?
Yeah, it's a tough question just at the moment. I don't think Harry Potter will be fit. Obviously, that's a hamstring injury that looked severe enough to put him out for a period of time. So that may be an opportunity for somebody else, and there's inevitably a few walk-in wounded after a test match of that intensity. So we've got a fair few bumps and bruises, and including obviously some fallout from the last action of the game, and we'll get players checked out, and we'll see how they come through.
Thanks all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh.